Hello, liberal friends. We're here in ALDE office, and my name is Yevheniia Kravchuk, and I'm in both capacities as ALDE vice president, but also as the former journalist, chair of subcommittee on informational policy in Ukrainian Parliament. And I'm really happy to welcome today my colleague, my friend, and the boss in my committee in Ukraine, because Mykyta Poturaiev, Ukrainian member of parliament, is chairing the committee on humanitarian and informational policy. So it deals with culture, it deals with media, it deals with many other aspects, but today we'll be actually concentrating on disinformation and media freedom as well, but mostly on the hazards that disinformation, especially foreign influence, brings to our lives, to our societies, to our well-being, to European Union, but beyond, because ALDE is more than European Union. You have different countries and different parties that are members. So today we'll talk about both opportunities, but also the hazards. So welcome to ALDE office, central office in Brussels. And probably I will start with the question. We've been discussing this in Ukrainian Parliament, but also with our foreign partners. And by the way, Mykyta is also chairing Ukrainian delegation to OSCE. And OSCE does have a lot of bodies that cover disinformation as well. And you visited Vienna and you had the same discussions. So do you think it's possible to have a term, disinformation, to combat it?
We discussed it in Vienna a couple of weeks ago, and yes, opinions are differ. Because really, if we try to describe it, it works more or less well. But if we try to put this description in the legislation, we really can create risk for freedom of expression. So, on my opinion, the possible way is not maybe, although I still think that it's worth to find a solution and to find right words for disinformation that could be implemented into legislation. But there is another way, and it's a way of responsibility for your words, responsibility for your expression in the long run. And it's, in fact, it's about protection of freedom of speech, because freedom of speech is not about your or my right to say anything I want. Freedom of speech, it's about my responsibility for what I'm saying. And if I'm spreading lies about somebody, about person, or, I don't know, institution, I should be accountable. So if I lie about something, somebody, this person has the right to go to the court and take me to the court, so that a person could defend his or her, doesn't matter, reputation and good name. And if you or me or any one of our viewers doesn't have such a right, it means that we violate one of the basic rights. So we, in fact, we falsificate the idea of freedom of speech itself. And plus, we violate one of basic right, to protect, to defend our reputations. So that's why I think that we can fight with disinformation and in all aspects. through strengthening responsibility. It does mean that I have. It does mean that I have understanding of all stages of this way, but I see it's as alternative path, I would say.
Can I clarify this? Because obviously what you're talking about, it's also comes with anonymity. And the system of accounts that are not real people and are spreading the same patterns, let's say. You know, let's be precise. For example, it's well known that Russia sponsors the system of bots that work in different social platforms. And of course, social platforms are banning them. They are discovering this system. They see it's, it's collective work. But then, they grow again. So ALDE is something that happened, I don't know how many, 10 years ago? It started 15 years ago. So ALDE is the big troll factory with real people who had 50 or 100 accounts and were writing the same things on message box. And they didn't even do it in Russian language. They did it in English. Now they're probably doing it in French, in Italian, in German. But now we have another hazard and another actor in this line. It's AI. It's becoming much more easier using artificial intelligence to maximize the spread of this disinformation. So it's you don't need a person to pay. You just have an algorithm to create these accounts and to spread it in Twitter, X, in many social media. Does it go this the hazard of disinformation also comes with anonymity? But again, I mean, there are politicians who spread disinformation and they are real,
and they are not accountable. And it's another aspect of this problem that we all are dependent on companies, large corporations, so-called social platforms. Because in my opinion, it's not about social. It's about business, it's about money. It's about making money from us, from you, from me, from everyone. But okay, let's still call them social platforms. And they are all in American jurisdiction. So
China as well there.
Plus TikTok, which is in China jurisdiction, and plus Telegram, which is probably in United Emirates, but who knows?
Yes,
who really,
Arab Emirates officially,
officially, but who knows
course
what's
it's owned by
inside?
Russia.
Yes. They are not accountable, and if somebody spoils your reputation, for example, in X, you can do nothing. So how can you protect your reputation? Even if it's not an anonymous account, how can you? Will you go to where? To California? So it's a problem. And plus, so anonymity, it's one problem. Another part of the problem is that they are. So they are in the United States, and if you are a European citizen, you can do nothing. In fact,
Well, there is DCA, and that's we're coming to another block of questions about what EU as political union can do. But then we have some countries on European continent that are not in EU. Ukraine will be part of EU. Norway probably will not go, or United Kingdom is already out and obviously is not, I think, applying back. But they have Ofcom as well, and they have online protection. I mean, you know, better than that. So is it efficient? I mean, DCA just started. It just started to work.
And there is no successful case of any penalty, like paying some money for a violation of this legislation, which is written there. And some owners, like Mr. Musk, for example, already said that I don't care. You can try to take any money from me. I just won't pay. That's all. End of conversation. So it's again it's a problem. It's a problem that we all are too dependent on very few large corporations which are situated in one country. And it's a problem because we don't have alternative. So it seemed like free market, what we liberals all support, and we like the idea of free markets, but it won't a free market, because if we're talking about free market, it means that there should be some European social platform, I don't know, American social platform, some other social platforms, but in the long run we have only we in fact have very small choice, and the choice is only between American companies.
So
and
what is the
yes,
solution? Do you see a solution at all?
well, I think that if we understand that we can't rely on them, and if we understand that there are social platforms through which some American businessmen and politicians directly are trying to manipulate social opinion in European countries, like it happened in Romania, like it happened in Romania probably it was Russians, but in Germany we all saw direct influences that, which came from Elon Musk to German home policy. So he tried to influence German elections, and it worries me a lot when people say, okay, but Alternative for Germany took only the second place. So what should we do? We should wait till it will take first place? What? So definitely European countries, and I don't now mean only countries of European Union, but Europe as club, I would say, of democratic countries which share same principles and values. We have to think about alternatives. We have to think about alternatives not only in social platforms, but also in internet ecosystem as a whole, because again, the largest data centers belong to Americans. Clouds, these digital clouds, belong to Americans. It's not only a problem of national security for every country. It's a problem for free markets, because it's not a situation of competitive markets. No, it's a situation of in de facto monopolized informational sphere, which only seems like competition. Between what competition? Between whom? Between Google with who is competitor to Google, or Meta is competitor to X, or X to Meta? No.
Okay, so it's a divided pie between these tech companies, and Europe is just the consumer.
Mm-hmm.
And a big market in advertisement. So, well, I honestly think that, I mean, we still need to give the chance to DCA to work fully because it just started. So it's just the first steps of these coordinators, national coordinators. There is this the situation with X and the fine, and well, we still need to see the steps that could be taken, whether Musk will pay or not for the violation. But again, I mean, if we go back out of EU, so we have a lot of countries on European continent that are not members of EU. And by the way, we're today in Brussels was the important mission. We're part of negotiation team from Ukrainian side, so we're now in screening process for the Chapter 10. In Chapter 10, it's digital transformation and media. And by the way, in digital transformation, Ukraine is much better than the rest of EU. So our aim is not just to comply with the acquis European law, but also not to lose our standards, not to lower our standards, because Ukraine gives a lot of services with application. I put away my phone, I cannot show you, but we have all sort of documents there. It's working despite the full-scale invasion. We're adding services. It's very easy to use, and we hope that we can teach how to do this digital transformation in the state machine to other EU countries. But again, we've been discussing today that Digital Service Act is the act which works only for the members of EU. So Ukraine can do some changes into legislation, but we cannot have a coordinator, and we cannot, do something with these platforms. And as well as Moldova, as Balkans, all of the countries that are candidates, but also as countries as United Kingdom or Norway. So how you see this cooperation with EU states and non-EU states on pushing the very large platforms, LOBs, to behave?
It's a very good question. It's a very good question. So thank you that you've touched this very interesting theme, because now I probably will, open eyes for many of our viewers, not for all of them, because I'm sure that some people really know. We are self-manipulated sometimes by these absolutely fantastic prices, which doesn't, with fantastic sums, sorry, not prices, but sums of money, which in fact doesn't correspond to reality. So, well, for example, a couple of days ago, Musk sold X to his own company for like 33 billions, and people read these news and think, oh, X, it is so expensive company. No, it is not expensive, because a digital revolution, by the way, mean and still means that digital technologies, they become cheaper and cheaper. Well, in fact, such a platform as, for example, Telegram, which is not so maybe well known in Europe, but still, Ukrainian IT, I have fellows in Ukrainian IT industry. They told me that they can make something, some analog of Telegram, only for $2 million.
But yeah, it's not just it's the people who use it.
So all this capitalization of Facebook or X or any other, it's about stock market. It's not about reality. It's not about real prices.
But we're not selling X right now, right?
So
we're speaking about
we are talking about what we can do. We should invest.
Okay.
And first, it's not so huge money. as people maybe think. So no, to make European alternatives is not so expensive.
But you
Well,
need a
there
data
are,
center.
yeah, sure, yeah, and yes, exactly. This is what I was going to mention. Yes, there are some things which are really expensive, but there are a lot of things which are not so expensive, or which are not expensive at all. And even such countries like our Ukraine, which is fighting, bleeding, we have international financial support. We also can invest. It's another a really important news. We can invest our intellectual potential. This is exactly what you've mentioned. Even during full-scale invasion, we added a lot of services to our digital government system. We spend money. Yes, we spend money from donors, but also some from our state budget. Not big money. Again, not big money. And we have experience. We have expertise. We can invest intellectually. And other countries. There are people, talented people in Moldova, in Armenia. Well, Georgia is a complicated case. There are processes that unfortunately lead country to a wrong direction. But again, a lot of countries can invest intellectually. A lot of countries can invest both financially and intellectually. It is reachable goal. This is what we have to understand, to create our European alternatives. It's a reachable goal.
So you say the only solution is actually having the alternative that is made by EU, obey the EU legislation, and so do we give up on all foreign platforms? Do we have to delete the accounts when we walk out, or like, what do you say?
Well, we all know that managing accounts, it is something that only platform can do. So you can't manage account from outside. If platform agrees with you, it can delete account. You can't delete account. Doesn't matter. You are NGO, civil society,
No, my
government.
account, and leave the platforms.
Yes. Well, this is what I've done with one of platforms a long time ago. I left Telegram, for example. Now I'm thinking about leaving X. Hasn't decided finally yet, but I'm thinking about it. Well, because I don't like when somebody is trying to manipulate me. Because when I open X, I see messages, news that I didn't order. so it's like restaurant, you know. You order some good meal, and somebody brings you a piece of shit, and you say, no, I'm so sorry, I'm not eating shit. I didn't order shit. And waiter says, no, you don't know. The owner of our restaurant and the chief and me, we decided that you will eat this shit. So shut up and eat. And it shouldn't work like this. It's not democratic. It's not liberal. It's not about, again, free markets. Now, I was born in Soviet Union. I was 21 when Soviet Union collapsed. Thank you. I remember how to live in a country where you don't have any alternatives, and you eat the shit that Communist Party brought to your table.
Okay, but some people, they might not know what they're eating. They might be thinking they're eating salad, but then eating what you said. And that's the problem with propaganda and disinformation. And also when it works together with the algorithms of the social media platform. Because if you, I mean, it's a very stupid thing in social media with these AI created images, with people saying that, I carved this by myself and no one greeted me, or I baked this cake and no one greeted me. But when you press the button once or do the comment, even if you write that, come on, people, it's AI generated picture, it's not real, then you'll be seeing these sort of pictures all over again. And you'll be in this manipulative content. That's actually what happened, partly what happened in Romania, because TikTok did not stop this political campaign, as TikTok says that we do not do political marketing. So basically, the millions of viewers saw these videos because it came into the algorithm of TikTok, and it was some crazy stuff. The person is, the candidate was talking to water, and then, it's, but people, part of people believed it. So again, just to understand what we can do, and besides shutting them down, right? So besides having the European alternative and basically banning this platform, is there like any other solutions?
Well, first of all, we have to use AI. We have to invest in AI. We have to use AI, because I'm absolutely sure that without AI, you can't fight with AI.
Fair enough.
And there is an example. There are two champions between European countries, champions in media literacy and, again, protecting its societies from disinformation, manipulations, Finland and Estonia. They started many years ago, more than 15 years ago. They made it everything very systematically, and they reached very good results. But there were one specific line of defense that Russians couldn't break through. Language. Complicated, specific languages, Finnish and Estonian. But now, what my colleagues from Finland and Estonia started to tell me 1 year ago approximately, that they already fix a lot of messages written in fine Estonian or Finnish language. Absolutely manipulative. Absolutely. So this is exactly what you've mentioned. Everything became much cheaper. So you don't need to hire thousands of people somewhere in Olgina near to St. Petersburg. No, you just spend some money for some freaks which are sitting and working with AI. And these AI produce hundreds of messages in every language. As soon as you put some efforts, this AI will start to write messages on every language. This is exactly what happened in Ukraine. Probably people don't know this story. Russians they tried to spread some disinformation, manipulative messages in social networks for Ukrainians, and at the beginning it was very funny, because they don't know Ukrainian language, and all country was laughing. So it's hard to translate in English. So just take my word, believe me. So it was very funny. Everyone in Ukraine understood that, oh, this is written by Russians. Now in 2025, and even a year ago in 2024, we don't laugh anymore, because we can't understand what is made in Russia in very nice Ukrainian language, and what is written in Ukraine, and only AI can do it. So, and this is what I told to my constantly. This is what I constantly say to my European colleagues. Please, sometimes in European Union you are trying to measure some technology. No, we have to control technology, but we have to invest in AI. We have to use AI in also fighting with disinformation, because without it, well, because at least I know two countries which won't measure AI and which will invest billions to the AIs, China and Russia. So we have to invest also in this technology, and we have to integrate this technology in maximum of our
for
products.
the greater good.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
Okay, so about the AI, and it probably it will be interesting for politicians as well, or those who run campaigns. Do you think that we need to make more strict regulation of the use of AI during the political campaigns, and the use of disinformation campaigns during the election time?
Yeah, we can write everything we want in our legislation, and we will be absolutely useless, helpless. So we can do nothing if some political materials generated by AI will spread in again. Let me remind, on American social platforms, and they will tell to all of us, we don't care who are you. We are not moderating the content on our social platforms. Exactly what Musk already said, and then Zuckerberg said, "Oh yes, we also stop moderating the content on our platform." And what? The answer is, we don't know what to do. So again, let's hope that DCA will work, and let's hope that facing the risk of losing huge money, which they make on European market, they will change their position. Because for now, again, I'm sure that we have to write it in our legislation. Yes, you are right. But are we able to influence? For now, not. So my answer, no. So yes, we have to fix our position, also in our laws, but we have to think how to be. Where do we get power? This is what we have to think about.
What is the leverage, you mean?
Oh yes, of course.
Okay, and the turning from the platforms to the classic media, online media, we've gone through different stages. For example, in Ukraine, we banned state Russian TV since the annexation of Crimea in 2014. Then we sanctioned the channels that were owned and financed by Russian money, but owned by, just the Ukrainian with passport, but actually the Russian spy. And then after 2022, after this full-scale invasion, European Union sanctioned these channels. Is it too late? Should the sanctions be wider? Because, we do see that there are Italian-speaking websites that spread the same thing that Russia Today, or, the Operation Doppelganger, and you can Google it, Doppelganger. So actually Russians created fake Le Monde and wrote news in French language.
Well, it's a war. And this is inconvenient truth. It's a war. And European countries, they say, no, it's Russian war against Ukraine. No. It's a war which Russia started against democratic world. It's a war against democracy. It's a war. Against truth. And we have to understand that yes, it's a new war. Yes, it's not necessarily to have boots on the ground. You know, these battles are not necessarily, well, unfortunately, real battles are going on in our country, but it does mean that this war is not going on all around Europe. No, it is going on. And yes, unfortunately, I think we have to take from old bookshelves some technologies and some approaches, mostly not technologies, of course, of Cold War, because there were communist parties in European countries, but first of all, people knew that it's a communist party, and understandable who is sponsoring communist party in every country. It was clear for everyone, and yes, they printed their newspapers, and yes, it's one of fundamental values of the West. We don't ban communist propaganda. We just explain to people what communist propaganda is. And yes, you have right to go. Oh, I was as pioneer and Komsomol. I even had to know all the names of all these communist newspapers in all European countries. In England, in Great Britain, Morning Star. It was the newspaper of Communist Party of UK. And I forget the name of French newspaper. It doesn't matter. So you could buy it, of course, if you are communist. But there were some other consequences. So if you are communist, of course, you are under special attention of MI6 or I don't remember, or other counterintelligence services. Now, I mean that we, of course, for us in Ukraine, it is much more easier to say yes, it's war, because we have physical war. But it's war. It's war about everything that is keystones for our European civilization. And, by the way, it's a key difference between liberals and populists. Doesn't matter, left or right populists. We say, and we have to continue to tell people the truth, and to name things as they are. So yes, it's war against democracy. Yes, it's war about free market economies. It's war about all our fundamental rights and freedoms. And really, another truth is that if we want to protect our fundamentals, we have to invest some of our time, some of our money, some of our intellectual potential, some of our efforts. I'm sure that it will only bring us our investments today. It's like investments. Your investment today will bring you some money tomorrow.
Yeah. So to be short, as I understand, the solution is to have European X or Meta to invest in European AI companies and be competitive on this market, but also not to hesitate to block the harmful content that undermines the basics of the democracy and the right for the information as well. So Absolutely. Thank you, Mykyta Poturaiev, Yevheniia Kravchuk. Thank you for listening to us.